The gate controller, a useful node for controlling multiple gates at the same time. The gate controller either allows or unallows gates everywhere in your sketch based on their group ID, which can be between 1 and 8. To use the gate controller, either set allowed or unallowed for all the gates in your sketch based on the ID. After you're done, you can apply and it will update all the gates in your sketch to be either allowed or unallowed. Let's say you had 4 dials that you want to each show their output on a display, but only when you have the switch turned on. Now what you could do is grab the switch here and link the gate just like I showed in my gate tutorial. And now this would work perfect, but you'd have to either do long wires to each one, just like that, or you'd have to get a bunch of copies of the switch node. And that would be very annoying. So this is where the gate controller comes in. So now, anywhere in your sketch, you can just grab a switch, and grab a gate controller, and set it just like that. And also you want to apply it every time it changes. You got to make sure you use the correct group ID. All of these gates are 1, so this should work great. So now when I turn the switch on, they should all show the value. When I turn it off, it should block the values. And this is really great for a very claustrophobic sketch where you have stuff spread super far apart because you don't want to have to be running wires everywhere or putting a ton of extra switch nodes. Here's an example of where I used a gate controller in one of my devices. In my gun pack, I need to either enable or disable each gun based on which gun you're holding. So here's the pistol, here's the shotgun, here's the machine gun, here's the sniper, and here's the rocket launcher. And I gave each one of them their own gate with their own gate ID. So now I can control each one individually with the gate controller. The code that determines which gun you're holding is all the way over here. So it helps to use a gate controller so I don't have to run a bunch of wires across this big mess and make it even worse. So I have that signal going over here and getting processed a little bit so it knows which one to select or not select. And after it sets that, it applies it, and that changes the gates all the way over here. So that really helps just reduce the amount of wires running everywhere.